One Zambia, one nation. Hello and welcome to the news. I am your presenter, Henry Himonde. A look at the top stories. President Hichilema commissions Sesheke Trades Institute. Western Province commences anthrax vaccination exercise. Kasama receives Eagle Millimil. Plus 2023 International Construction Week opens in Malaysia. Now the news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema has commissioned the Sesheke Trades Training Institute in Western Province, the first ever trades training institute in the district, which was constructed at a cost of 32 million kwacha, has already opened to the public with the first cohort of students already in school. Mijelo Lubinda has the details.
President Hakainde Hichilema has officially commissioned the Sesheke Trades Training Institute with a pledge of government's continued resolve to invest in infrastructure development in the skills and education sectors. President Hichilema notes that this is in an effort to offer equal opportunities for improved education facilities for all the people, regardless of their location. The head of state said this in Sesheke district of Western Province during the commissioning of the Trades Training School.
This your government knows that when you give a child education, you have given them the best investment in life. This government will continue investing in you, the people of Zambia, the children of Zambia. It will continue investing in infrastructure, institutions like this one that will facilitate delivery of quality education and skills to our people.
President Hichilema has further directed that all trade schools in the country offer diverse courses relevant to their location.
I have given instructions as your chief servant that the diversity of skills that are needed in Sesheke here, Mwabulos and in Zambia must be offered here, relevant skills. I know the minister has touched on that. So I just want to encourage you, Minister, that when we go back to Lusaka, we have work to do to make sure we review the courses that are offered, see what is missing, include those courses, replicate them across the country.
Meanwhile, Minister of Technology and Science Felix Mtati thanked government for allocating funds to complete the first ever trades training school in the district at a cost of over 38 million kwacha.
Your Excellency, we are also grateful for your insistence that we must deliver skills as close to the people as is practical. And therefore, we are delivering today a brand new state-of-the-art institute.
Provincial Minister Kapelo Mbangweta outlined the various developments taking place in the province.
How happy they are that the Sesheke Livingstone Road, which was a nightmare to travel on in the last so many years, especially the last 10 years. It used to take 7 hours, but due to the effort you have put on that road, it's now taking 2 hours.
Michelo Lubinda for ZANIS in Sesheke District, Western Province.
Minister of Education Douglas Siagalima has challenged institutions of higher learning in the country to be innovative and invest in research. Mr. Siagalima was speaking during the official opening of the industrial conference at Mulungushi University in Kabwe. Details in this report.
An industrial conference has officially opened up at Mulungushi University. Minister of Education Douglas Siagalima graced the occasion and says there is need to realign the country's education curricula.
We are emphasizing on STEM school because we want to produce engineers, not to produce engineers at the university. Produce engineers from early childhood. When they are in primary school, they are already made engineers. When they are in secondary school, they are already made engineers. When they come to university, it's just polishing. When they join your consultancy, you are thinking you have really received engineers, not from university to come and start training in your institution. You will get it wrong.
Meanwhile, Mulungushi University Acting Vice Chancellor Dr. Chomba Chansa has applauded the symbiotic relationship between the academia and industries.
Through this theme, we recognize the mutual benefits derived from close partnerships between industry and academia, such as knowledge exchange, innovation, and creativity.
And the Engineering Institute of Zambia President Abe Ongandu says university should strive to produce graduates with entrepreneurial skills.
So I'm encouraging the university to make sure that entrepreneurship is given a priority. We should create this mindset in our youth to say, tomorrow, what are you doing? What are you planning to do?
The conference is being held under the theme, Linkage between the industry and the academia for sustainable development. Namatama Liwanga reporting for ZANIS in Kampiriposhi Central Province.
Meanwhile, Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu has banned the use of school desks at any public gatherings. Mr. Mpundu said this when he handed over a classroom block at Chinika Mpundu Primary School in Chilubi District, which was constructed using the Constituency Development Fund. Details in this report.
Government has been working tirelessly to provide desks for all schools to ensure that no pupil sits on the floor while learning. And while such efforts are being made, the possibility of some desks being damaged is high as they are used for other public gatherings. Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu, who addressed a gathering that came to witness the commissioning of Chinika Mpundu Primary School in Chilubi District, wants this to come to an end.
No one should use school desks for public meetings going forward, at least here in Northern Province. And it must be taken as official communication to everybody, to every teacher, to every headmaster, that no one should use desks for public meetings. They are meant for our learners. They were meant for our children.
Chilubi District Commissioner is ready to implement this directive.
That one is a welcome thing. We are saying no more use of desks when there are public gatherings, because the intention of government is to ensure that the child sits on the desk. And you might be aware that the desk performs a vital role in ensuring that there is good handwriting.
Meanwhile, Chilubi Council Chairperson Rosemary Chimbini, who attended the commissioning of the school, cautioned parents against early marriages.
So tupose kwa mana mkusambirira era chimbi ndefa ntote efe n'obuteekwa efe bule ekitamukwai dira twayishire pano ndesubira pali fe school lidya nomba mwamwa na paisa na limbi school so tuletotera mwebe na Chinika Mpundu.
Geoffrey Piri reporting for ZANIS in Chilubi District.
To Eastern Province now, where the Basic Education Teachers Union of Zambia, BETUS, has called on government to confirm teachers in Chadiza district who have not yet been confirmed despite working for many years. Union District Chairperson Christopher Jere says confirmation of teachers is a motivation that provides quality education. Jube Ozulu brings us more in this report.
At least 30 teachers in Chadiza district have not yet been confirmed as government workers, a situation worrying the union.
As union leaders, we want to remind government that they have a duty. They have 3 things to concentrate for them to catch a distinction in the education sector. 1, that is upgrading of teachers. We have teachers who have acquired degrees, but they are still paid as certificate holders. Then apart from that, we are also talking about confirming teachers who have joined the ministry. The minimum period for someone to be on probation is 3 months. But we have teachers who are working for 15 years.
As if it is not enough, interchange of challenges is at the core.
The last point which I want to mention, for them to score a distinction, is all those teachers who are acting as head teachers, but they're getting paid as class teachers, they have to be given their rightful salary scale. Because the UPND manifesto 2021 to 2026, they say we shall be committed to implementation of the rule of law. And the law says act for 3 months. So what I can say is those who are acting in positions, let them be confirmed.
Government is fully aware and a solution is in the pipeline.
As DEB's office, our assurance is that we will be committed. In fact, we have been committed. There was an issue of personal emoluments, that's salary-related allowances. They talked of settling in allowance and maybe even leave benefits. Yeah, in fact, recently, this October, we've paid out 70 individuals, that's teachers, 10 retirees, and 60 teachers that are still serving. But you know, money usually becomes a big concern, by our teachers. So that has been, the checks have been issued and have been coming to collect from our office. Yeah, in fact, we are embarking on an aspect of first come, first serve.
Jubel Zulu, ZANIS, Chadiza District, Eastern Province.
We now take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at anthrax vaccination in Western Province. Stay tuned.
The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, will hold the 44th Policy Organ Meetings at Mulungushi International Conference Center, Lusaka. They include the 44th COMESA Intergovernmental Committee and the 44th Council of Ministers meeting. The meetings will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of November 2023. The theme for this year is Economic Integration for a Thriving COMESA, anchored on green investment, value addition, and tourism. Over 400 delegates from the 21 COMESA member states are expected to attend the COMESA Policy Organ Meeting in Lusaka. This advert is brought to you by the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, ZANIS TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on TOPSTAR.
We continue with the news. The Department of Veterinary in Western Province has commenced the vaccination of cattle against anthrax. Provincial Veterinary Officer Stephen Tembo says about 220,000 heads of cattle will be vaccinated in the region. Darlington Kawambe brings us more in this report.
Government, through the Department of Veterinary, has commenced the vaccination exercise of cattle against the outbreak of anthrax in Western Province. Western Province Veterinary Officer Dr. Stephen Tembo said about 220,000 heads of cattle will be vaccinated in the first phase in the affected 5 districts in the province.
We envisage to vaccinate 220,000 cattle in Mongu, Nalolo, Senanga, Sioma, and Senanga, and Sesheke against anthrax. That's in the first slot. Then we have 6 districts that are at risk of reporting the disease. These include Mwandi, Luampa, Mulunga, Skongo, Kalabo, and Shangombo, in which we envisage that we vaccinate approximately 189,000 cattle. So the total target for the province is around 409, but we'll start with the high-risk districts, which is around 220,000 cattle, because we only received 60,000 doses.
And Dr. Tembo said government, through its cooperating partners, Breakthrough Action Zambia, has embarked on a sensitization program on the dangers of anthrax to both humans and animals.
This, in collaboration with our partners, Breakthrough Action, which is supported by USAID, is trying to, disseminate information and influence behavioral change, because the main drivers of spread of anthrax is human behavior. So once we deal with the human behavior, and then Department of Vet Services also deals with the vaccinations and restriction of movement of these products and animals, we
can confidently say we can control the spread of anthrax in Western Province. As a way of also controlling the movement of livestock and livestock products, in collaboration with the Home Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, we have operationalized 8 checkpoints. That's in Mwandi Kasaya, Isioma at the Zambezi Bridge, Moyo in Nalolo, Nalwe in Mongu, Tapo in Kalabo, Old TBZ in Nkeema, Watopa in Lukulu, and we are yet to establish one at Chilombo on the Kasempa Kaoma Road.
Cattle farmers expressed their views about the outbreak of anthrax. Area Induna Mwinga from Chief Imbwaye gave the following words of advice.
Eating an animal that has died for its own is prohibited. If your animal dies, it's better to bury it.
Darlington Kawambe reporting in the Sesheke district of Western Province.
Northern Province Agricultural Coordinator Sylvester Nyendwa has urged farmers who want to access inputs under the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility to start applying for loans. Mr. Nyendwa says people should visit the District Agricultural Coordinator's office in Kasama to access the forms. Taonga Nkoma has more in this report.
Government is encouraging more Zambians to engage in agriculture production to grow enough maize and help reduce mealie meal prices. And to achieve this, government has introduced a loan facility called the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility, where people who are not on the government-supported fertilizer programs can acquire loans to engage in farming. Northern Province Agriculture Coordinator Sylvester Nyendwa says the registration forms for the facility have been delivered at the District Agriculture Coordinator's offices.
We are almost ready now to receive farmers, those wants to apply for a loan. The forms are already available with our district agricultural coordinator's office. I think by now, I think even the camp officers have these forms. So for those that are willing to apply for a loan, please go for it. This is the only time that we can prepare for farming.
The provincial coordinator disclosed people who will be exempted from this initiative.
The farmer who qualifies for a loan is not that one who is already under FISIP or who is already under food security pact. They are all government programs. It should be a Zambian farmer who is an emergent farmer with a physical address, a Zambian, with a presence of a farm in a particular camp.
Kefas Walia, a potential beneficiary, has welcomed the initiative by government to offer loans to people to engage in farming.
Policy Yama agriculture loans, it has finished the game. I don't think there is anyone now who can complain of inputs. If one doesn't have the inputs through a cooperative, perhaps he can come for the loans. And that makes even business more seriously, because when you get a loan, it is on your heart now to produce more, so that part of it saves the loan, and you continue business as usual.
Taonga Nkoma for ZANIS in Kasama District.
Still in agriculture news, the Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC has increased funding for Zambia from 8.3 million United States dollars to 12 million United States dollars for the development of an MCC second compact program to boost the agriculture sector. Minister of Finance and National Planning Stumbeko Musokotwane says the second compact under MCC is focused on enhancing agricultural production through infrastructure investments, facilitating access to finance, electricity, and smart irrigation, among others. Dr. Musokotwane said in December 2021, the board of MCC selected Zambia as eligible for the development of the second compact, adding that government has since been working with MCC and other stakeholders to develop projects that will be included in the second compact. The United States of America ambassador to Zambia, Michael Gonzalez, emphasized the importance of investing in the agriculture sector as it is key to economic development. Meanwhile, Millennium Challenge Cooperation Compact Operations Vice President Cameron Alford pledged to continue working with government to ensure that the economic status of the country is inclusive and sustainable. We now take our second break, and when we come back, Kasama receives Milimio. These and other stories, stay tuned.
The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, will hold the 44th Policy Organ meetings at Mulungushi International Conference Center, Lusaka. They include the 44th COMESA Intergovernmental Committee and the 44th Council of Ministers meeting. The meetings will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of November 2023. The theme for this year is Economic Integration for a Thriving COMESA, anchored on green investment, value addition, and tourism. Over 400 delegates from the 21 COMESA member states are expected to attend the COMESA Policy Organ meeting in Lusaka. This advert is brought to you by the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, ZANIS TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on TOPSTAR.
Now, Kasama residents have praised government for the efforts in reducing the price of Milimio in the country. The district has received the Zambia National Service Eagle Milimio, which is the cheapest on the market, being sold in ShopRite and other chain stores. Helen Bwalia has more in this report.
This is a happy customer who has just purchased a bag of Eagle's Milimio from Kasama ShopRite stores. Another customer, Ethel Chileshe, who was found getting a bag of Eagle's Milimio in ShopRite, said it has brought some relief to many families who can now afford to buy the commodity at a cheaper price.
ShopRite ngavasanga kuti vale xishopu nga 250 mkwai mulandu pa present vatiro kunga 230 mkwai kunga na kukwela veratu vepo 50 kunga takukwelele mkwai na kukwelo apana chitakamo ilo na chiraisa na chifatina la xitopu nga 300 so na chitakamo akakunga 230 so na la xitamutu kunga 330.
Meanwhile, Kasama District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma reaffirmed government's commitments to addressing the high prices of Milimio.
As we promised to the people of Zambia that ZNS would be on top of things in producing cheaper Milimio, we received some consignment here in Kasama. Right now, as I'm talking, you go to ShopRite, you find Milimio costing at 230 breakfast, and roller meal is at 190. So we have enough stocks. So this is only now up to our own citizens to choose which Milimio they would want to buy.
Helen Bwalia for ZANIS in Kasama, Northern Province.
Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti, has launched the National Assembly of Zambia Communication Strategy for 2022 to 2026 and the My E-Parliament mobile application. Speaking during the launch in Lusaka, Ms. Muti says the National Assembly communication strategy will serve the overall objective of reinforcing the National Assembly of Zambia's ability to effectively communicate and relate with key stakeholders. She noted that the communication strategy will also make Parliament become open and accessible to the public. Ms. Muti indicated that e-Parliament application will provide a platform for the public to access legislative documents, updates, and enhance transparency and accountability in the legislative process. And speaking in a speech read on his behalf by National Assembly of Zambia Deputy Clerk Administration Loveness Mayaka, National Assembly of Zambia Clerk Roy Ngulube said the launch is a demonstration of the Speaker's unwavering determination to ensure member-constituent relations are strengthened.
Processes is essential for ensuring accountability in the governance process of any country. It is imperative to note that the work of parliaments and the parliamentarians is fundamentally grounded on public engagement, and therefore this entails that the level of public engagement by parliament and vice versa to a large extent determines how democratic a parliament is. Honorable members, ladies and gentlemen, it has been noted globally that parliaments are now recognizing that the public expects much more in terms of increased accountability, effectiveness, and efficiency. Therefore, as a response, parliaments are placing much reliance on technological innovations as a basis to becoming accessible, transparent, open, and modern.
Today's event is a demonstration of your unwavering determination to ensure that our aspirations to enhance member-constituent relations are strengthened. I note with pride that you have gone out of your way to make sure that the National Assembly of Zambia interacts with the public through various modern communication channels. I recall that in August this year, you launched the first ever media breakfast meeting dubbed Meet the Speaker, held at International Hotel, where you officially launched your private Facebook page and Twitter accounts, which is now known as X.
Mwembeshi Member of Parliament Jamba Machila has urged women to take advantage of CDF loans and grants to improve their livelihoods. Mr. Machila said this when he donated 10,000 kwacha towards the completion of the District Women Association Community Hall during a fundraising lunch in Shibuyunji District. Tina Kabamba covered the event and now reports.
Women in Shibuyunji District, with the support from government through the Department of Community Development, have successfully held a fundraising lunch to raise money for the completion of a community hall. Mwembeshi Member of Parliament Jamba Machila was also present and donated a sum of 10,000 kwacha in an effort to support the women.
Now what we are doing is, because Bamasangwa Majagorwa, so that these people, they are going to feed our children and our nation. Therefore, Sulu ndamupamari kashi 10,000.
Meanwhile, Shibuyunji District Commissioner Alfred Shaputu, who was represented by Shibuyunji District Administrative Officer Jesse Mulenga, emphasized the need to support women in the district.
I wish to encourage all women groups to emulate what the Namibia women have done. By doing so, we are improving source of livelihood at household level.
Earlier, the women also celebrated the progress made through savings under the Support Women Livelihood Program, Jewel, where they managed to raise more than 200,000 kwacha.
34. Then one next year will have 14,000. Then one next year 12,000. Something. Now you tell
The fundraising lunch was a resounding success, and the association is now on its way to reach their goal. Tina Kabamba reporting for ZANIS in Shibuyunji District, Central Province.
We now take our final break, and when we come back, 2023 International Construction Week underway in Malaysia.
The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA, will hold the 44th Policy Organ Meetings at Mulungushi International Conference Center, Lusaka. They include the 44th COMESA Intergovernmental Committee and the 44th Council of Ministers meeting. The meetings will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of November 2023. The theme for this year is Economic Integration for a Thriving COMESA, anchored on green investment, value addition, and tourism. Over 400 delegates from the 21 COMESA member states are expected to attend the COMESA policy organ meeting in Lusaka. This advert is brought to you by the Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa, COMESA.
For news and current affairs, entertainment, sports, children's programs, and a host of other events in and beyond our borders, ZANIS TV has you covered. On Channel 6 and Channel 458 on TOPSTAR.
And now for the rest of the news. The 2023 International Construction Week has officially opened in Malaysia, attracting 500 exhibitors and over 10,000 trade visitors. Zambia and Zimbabwe are the two African countries participating at the event, with Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development Charles Milupi leading the Zambian delegation. Kalan Mchima is in Malaysia and filed in this report.
Malaysia is one of the countries in the world with advanced state of public infrastructure. The Zambian government, through Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development Minister Charles Milupi, says Zambia is intrigued with Malaysia's transformation agenda, hence Zambia's interest to learn how the country has gotten to this level. Mr. Milupi said this when he paid a courtesy call on Malaysian Minister of Works Alexander Nata Lingi at his office in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
I think in Africa, Zambia in the last 2 years has proved to be a leader in terms of the utilization of the public-private partnership as a way of leveraging the private sector to finance these projects. So that's why our High Commissioner is asking for assistance to meet with the department that deals with this matter so we can learn from these issues. We also noticed that your ministry, I think in terms of the public infrastructure, the roads that were being on, they are in very good condition.
Mr. Lingi, on the other hand, informed the Zambian delegation that Malaysia has developed primarily through private sector participation by the adoption of the public-private partnership model, which was introduced in that country in the 1980s.
There's no doubt that the role by the PPP, what we call UCAS here, in Bahasa, that is a collaboration between the government, private sector and the public sector of financing, has indeed, I think, attributed to the success. If you see that it has been a success for us in that sense. That's why the role played by the PPP, or what we call UCAS here, is still very much relevant.
By leveraging private sector investment, the Zambian government can allocate its resources more effectively. This is particularly important for a country like Zambia, aiming to meet infrastructure demands without straining public resources.
This challenges of our population being specific populated, and that's why we work with the other agencies to ensure that we open up the country so that then we can access these places. So the market is there.
Kalan Mchima, reporting for ZANIS in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
In health news, Mujila Rural Health Post in Namwala District has received medical equipment worth 7 million kwacha to enhance the provision of healthcare services. The equipment includes an incubator, dental chairs, beds and BP machines. While Linda Piri now gives us details in this report.
Various stakeholders have continued supporting government efforts to enhance the provision of healthcare services, and Modular Access Project, in partnership with the Rotary Club of Bent Oak Tree, USA, Rotary Club of Kusinta, Lusaka, Zambia, and Project Cure, have come on board with a donation of medical equipment and supplies to Modular Health Post. The 7 million kwacha worth of supplies follows the complete construction of a maternity annex and dental clinic project implemented in 2006. Chisenga Mudenda is Modular Access Project representative.
We partnered with Project Cure and Rotary Club of Lusaka and the United States
to contribute the valuables that the health post needs. So 3 years ago, we built the Mother's Shelter, basically rooting from the need that we saw that the people, the women in the communities opted to deliver from home, and some were coming from as far as 12 kilometers away.
The partners are keen to strengthen their partnership in support of the needy.
So in partnership with the Rotary Club in the US, we brought in a container, a 40-foot container with medical equipment and supplies to the tune of $350,000, which roughly translates to about 7 million kwacha.
This development has cheered the locals.
This is something which is going to impact in the delivery of our service as health workers. It will help us to deliver a good service to the community in Muchina.
Government has set health as a priority agenda and is working with several stakeholders to see it that there is quick healthy delivery in urban and all rural parts of the country. The New Dawn government desires to have maternity wings and running water in all health facilities across the country.
Ukulibobo kunkulumende mapartners bonse bakonha kutiyo twakulombera kuti kimukindi kabakiya kumbere kutiyohwa ukulikoko kutana kululama.
For ZANIS, we're in the PV reporting in Amana district of Southern Province.
Marketeers at Nkema district have thanked government for the newly constructed market structure. The facility was constructed at a cost of 450,000 kwacha using the Constituency Development Fund. Here are the details.
With the onset of the rain season, these marketeers in Nkema district are celebrating a significant milestone of the official handover of their newly constructed market. This community developmental progress was made possible through Constituency Development Fund at a cost of 450,000 kwacha. Western Province Minister Kapelo Mbangweta, who is also Nkema Constituency Member of Parliament, is at the center of fostering local development.
We request you to continue working with the President Hakainde so that you can inspire him to do more. The government also in the new year has increased the CDF to 30.6 million kwacha. What it means is that instead of the 17-18 projects the chairman of the council was talking about, it means from next year we should be doing more projects for the community. Government is going to fix that road in the new year. We will no longer be talking about the road because we know that President Hakainde and his team have already done what needs to be done. So all you now wait for is to see the yellow equipment on the road, that's all.
Local authorities are in a hurry to manage the markets through the decentralization mechanism, which allows them to empower the local community.
We now need to make sure that the management of the markets is properly handled. This is provided for by the Market and Bus Station Act of 2007. Because of that, we are in the process today, Minister, before we wind up, we will sign an MOU with Nkema WDC on management of the market, so that the WDC will be collecting market fees and they will be getting a commission of 10% of their collection.
Government support for the district has not gone unnoticed.
This CDF 30.6 million, it has come to Nkema to transform Nkema district from the way it used to be to the current situation now. When you go into these wards, you find different projects. If you go to education, you find projects. You go to health, you find projects. You go on markets, you find markets. Even as using the equalization funds, you go along this road, you still find roadside markets.
Philip Jerry, reporting for ZANIS, Nkema District, Western Province.
And finally, stakeholders in Eastern Province have expressed concern on the continued increase of teenage pregnancies and early marriages in the area. Chief Mishoro of the Ngoni people in Kasenengwa district has since called for heightened sensitizations against negative vices among young people. On that note, we come to the end of the news, but before we go, another look at the top stories again. President Hichilema commissions Sesheke Trades Institute. Western Province commences anthrax vaccination exercise. Kasama receives Eagle Mili Meal. Plus 2023 International Construction Week opens in Malaysia. Thank you so much for joining us. On behalf of the entire news production crew, my name is Henry Himonde. Enjoy the rest of the programs. For now, it's goodbye.